Life keeps the receipts, even when no one's looking. And I personally feel like every choice that you decide to make on a daily basis comes with a price. Even the ones that you feel like nobody will ever find out about. The ones that you feel like you may be doing behind closed doors. Whether it's a form of complacency, you putting off things that you genuinely need to be doing, at some point, you are going to be face to face with the reality of the bad decisions that you're making. And what it boils down to me is the fact that nothing in life is free. Every action, every decision, every word carries a cost. That's why I feel like we have to be very intentional with what we're putting out into the world. And not only that, but just the life that we're living, not taking anything for granted, especially time. And one thing that I had to personally learn is the fact that consequences do not always come fast, but they come exactly when they need to come. And it's going to be when you least expect it. And this is exactly what throws so many people off, because they may start to slowly slip away, feel like they've gotten away with something, but that's just not the case. That's why I feel like we just have to have a sense of integrity with the way that we're moving. Just because somebody doesn't physically see it does not mean that it's not going out into the world and it's not going to come back to you. When I truly started to understand that, my entire life changed, because I stopped doing things just because somebody wasn't watching. The hardest consequences ever are the ones that you put on yourself through regret, missed opportunities, or even lost time. I'll never forget, I was watching this documentary and it was of an older guy, and he was just speaking about his lifelong regrets, and he said the one thing, if he could go back and acquire again, it would be time, because he understood how much of it he poured away and wasted on missed opportunities, on things that he knew he should have been doing, but he didn't have that sense of integrity in order to hold himself accountable and get what needed to be done. And that's something that I feel like so many people don't realize, is the fact that avoiding making a decision is a decision. If you're running away from something, thinking that you don't have to face it or you will not have to face it, that is the biggest mistake that you can possibly make. Because whether it's right now or 10 years from now, you are going to be face to face with every decision that you make, keeping in mind that they carry their own consequence, whether you realize the severity of it or not right now. And this form of temporary comfort that you may get leads to permanent damage, especially when discipline is avoided. Right now it may be fun. Right now it may be funny to not hold yourself accountable, or to not wake up and go to the gym and be disciplined, or to eat junk food each and every day and not actually take care of yourself internally. But it will not be funny 30 years from now when you're 50 years old and you have heart problems, or you have diabetes, or you just cannot live how you want to live because you have health problems. We see it all the time. People that promote violence and promote all of this other stuff on the media until they get put in a position where they go to prison, and then it's suddenly not funny no more. Most people don't fully realize life is not a joke until it's too late, until a consequence is too severe for them to even fathom and comprehend. Do not be that person. Do not be that person who takes their youth for granted, or takes time for granted and just brushes off opportunities and wait up until they're 50 years old, where everything's suddenly shifted and now things are just not working out for them. One thing you will never be able to cheat is effort. It speaks for itself. The work you skip today becomes the pain that you feel tomorrow. You have to understand that your future self at some point will pay for today's shortcuts that you take. So don't take the easy route. Do the work that needs to be done in order for you to get the best results possible, and leave it at that. But the more that you sell yourself short, the more that you don't hold yourself accountable, the longer you'll be in this position where you just have all these things building up that's going to come back to you in the future. You reap what you sow. And if you aren't sowing anything, then what can you possibly reap? That's exactly why I'm a firm believer that I know that it's not going to be easy. Waking up every day and doing what you feel like you need to do in order to make your life what you want it to be is not always pleasant, but it is worth it. The times where you may be stressed out, working 2 jobs, or doing everything in your power to see things through struggling to get by, to trying to pay these bills and take care of your family. It is not always going to be easy, but each day that you wake up and show up for yourself is another day that you get credit for. Another day that you didn't get up, and I promise you, you will be rewarded for the work that you put in. You just have to show up. This reminds me of times where I used to be in college, and I remember when I used to show up for class sometimes, man, I didn't feel like it. But I used to tell myself, okay, let's just show up. You don't even gotta have your backpack. Just show up with a pen and a piece of paper, whatever you may need, and just be present. And there'll be times that the teacher acknowledged that I just showed up, knowing that I was out of it, and they would respect that and they would give me credit. That form of discipline will pay off, but you just have to show up, that's it. You don't always have to have a clear sought out plan for your future, but as long as you try, then that'll speak volumes to a lot of people. But silence itself can cost you your peace, especially when it replaces communication and boundaries. Everything is not what it seems. There are some people out here who simply aren't vocal, but are going through so many things mentally and then they explode. So just because you may view somebody and you may even be the specific person that may have trained yourself to be non-vocal and not put things out into the world doesn't mean that you're exactly where you need to be mentally. Sometimes you're going to have to communicate. Sometimes you're going to have to get your point across and stand for something. This is what's going to make the biggest difference in your life. Not always shying away or running away from responsibilities. Even good intentions have consequences. You may even have good intentions, but when they're paired with these things, it is not going to work out. It's like speaking something into existence, me saying, okay, I want to be great. I want to be a millionaire. I want to have A, B, and C. But my actions just aren't aligned with anything that I'm saying. You really have to take the time to understand that life does not care about how you feel about consequences. If you are moving how you know that you shouldn't be moving on a daily basis, those things will come back to you and you're not going to like it. So to avoid this, we just have to be very intentional with the way that we're moving out here, not taking life for granted, understanding how important it is to be grateful for even us being able to wake up each and every day and do the things that we want to do on a daily basis. Life itself only responds to what you choose. And that's what I love, because you can wake up and choose to be happy. You can choose to be thankful. You can choose to manifest blessings and all of these other things and live the life that you want to live. But if you're choosing negativity, if you're choosing chaos, then this is exactly what your life is going to be a reflection of. Just take a moment right now and dissect your life. And whatever it is that happens consecutively, like on a daily basis, you got to understand that this is coming from you. Your life is a reflection of where you are mentally, whether you want to realize it or believe it or not. And when I learned this, then I turned the complete opposite direction, because I realized that I had a choice. It was up to me to be happy. It was up to me to keep myself in a peaceful state, not anybody else. You have to be very intentional. Every decision that you make on a daily basis will catch up to you. Whether it's now, whether it's 15 years from now, you will have to deal with the consequences of good and bad decisions. So really just keep that in mind. And I want y'all to go out and be great today. Be very intentional with the way that you're moving and what you're putting out into the world, understanding that those things will come back to you, whether it's now or whenever it may happen. But if you made it to the end of the video, I just want to say thank you. It's your boy Blue Jay Tay. Drop a like, comment, and subscribe. And I'll see y'all on the next one. Peace.